Yo, Vega.
You're sorry. I'm back in New York, so the New York is coming out of me.
Um, Shadow of the Tomb Raiders had some issues, namely that way less people have bought this third iteration compared to the first one. Like, people are not interested in this game.
Really?
Yeah, no, I heard something like it's 70% what the original Tomb Raider did.
Wow.
Well, the original remake, I mean.
Yeah, the reboot. But I mean, like, I guess you're right because I haven't really seen a lot of conversation around the new Tomb Raider. I think it's still. It might just be that it's being washed out by Spider-Man still, because Spider-Man was fucking awesome.
Spider-Man just wiped the floor with everyone.
Like, no other games are remembered because Spider-Man came out.
But I'm one of those people who did stick it out with Tomb Raider, and boy, do I gotta tell you, wow. This game is the exact fucking game I played both times.
Nothing changed.
Exact same game. Like, Lara has changed, and I really like the plot progression with Lara and how she's changed as a human being. The plot of the game, though, oh my god, it's like, it is so confoundingly similar. I mean, you do the same thing where you go to, you know, this historical, uninhabited island to find a hidden city, only to find out there are indigenous people living there who are protecting a secret that may destroy humankind as we know it. And that was Rise of the Tomb Raider, and I'm playing Shadow, and the same thing happened. I met an indigenous tribe of people living in a hidden city, and they're like, oh yeah, we've been selected to guard this thing forever. But we've never been able to find it, even though it's actually considerably easy to find it now that you're here.
They just needed an outside perspective, bro. That's all it was. They just needed an outsider to come in and be like, hey, bro, it's under your nose, literally.
All right, so serious points I want to bring up first about this game and stuff that I really like. So I have a handful of minor complaints, but I want to talk about what I like. So, yes, Lara herself. It's a really good character arc that she's been through. The first game has her really upset over having to kill people. The second game, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, was
No, Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, Rise was second.
Fact check.
Yep, only the facts. Rise was like, well, it looks like I'm gonna have to kill people in order to get things accomplished. So Shadow of the Tomb Raider is like, I do not give an absolute fuck. I'm gonna kill anyone who stands in my way.
Oh damn, that escalated fast. It only took 3 arcs?
Yeah, no, she is like, will not stop for anything. Early on into the game, you start the game where she's injured and has to work her way out of like all these rocks that fell on her, and she has like this bad gash on her leg, and she bandages it up, and she gets going with her buddy Jonah, and Jonah's like, hey, are you sure you're alright? You know, your leg's kind of fucked up. And she's like, no, don't worry about it. Like, even though it's a pretty bad, pretty noticeable injury, she's just like, no, it's fine, I'm good. It actually gets brought up a lot in that opening section, and later on, yeah, she just doesn't care. There's a bit later on in the game that was super emotional, but just showed like kind of like it was the shadow of what she became. You get to an oil refinery. I'm not gonna go over the details, but there's just this moment after being attacked by Trinity, the antagonist, where something in her just snaps. They blow up a whole bunch of shit, and she ends up in the water, and then she gets up out of the water, finds an LMG, and you just start mowing people down with this thing. Like, you're just like, I am going to kill every last one of you.
Wow.
It was incredible.
It escalated that fast. Jesus.
No, she was already at close to the breaking point, and then that put her over. And like, yeah, it was a shooting spree after that.
This could be the way
Oh
out.
my.
She got upset later, but it was still like actually logical that she would come to that psychological conclusion of just being so fed up with these assholes that she's just like, all right, you're all dying.
This must be the exit.
I've officially decided.
Damn. Damn.
Okay. So I would like to list a number of things that I have that are complaints. We can put this in list form.
All right.
All right.
Complaint number 1.
Are you ready for complaints?
I think I'm ready.
So this was the same as the other Tomb Raiders, but it was a good conclusion. Number 1. I am over rotating the analog stick in a circular motion to align a puzzle. I have done this several times, and physically rotating the thumbstick to line something up is a pain in the ass because I'm never sure which way I'm supposed to rotate it to, and you have to like rotate it perfectly or it doesn't work that well. And like there's so many puzzles where I have to like stick the ice pick into something and rotate it, and you gotta rotate the thumbstick to make it move in the correct direction. Like I'm rotating it and it's not working. Like I don't like doing this. Can't it just be a button?
Oh man, if you don't like that, then yeah, you're not gonna love some of the side quests in Spider-Man, bro.
Rotation? Oh man.
Rotation is a key gaming mechanic in 2018.
God, why? I thought up of a new Tomb Raider name for the game. Complaint number 2. Why is this game called Tomb Raider when for the most part you are smashing the shit out of crypts? Like you go into a lot of crypts, a lot of ancient burial sites, smash up some walls to find clues to lead you on your quest. Like it's called Tomb Raider, but really it should be called Crypt Smasher. Because you just destroy shit to go on your goal. Oh.
Tomb Raider.
You wreck so many ancient burial sites and so many sacred grounds. Like you end up in this Christian mission up in Peru at one point, and like, hey, listen, we can go let you this place here, but please promise you won't touch anything. And when you do go inside the room you're supposed to mess around with, you just break the fucking walls apart. This is the exact opposite of what they requested, Laura. What are you doing?
Damn, and nobody outside or like nobody hears the shattering of the walls. Like I feel like someone's job should be to listen.
Coming like, hey,
there's an awful lot of noise coming from this room. We told you not to touch stuff, man. What's going on in here?
Did you just smash up on Mura? What the hell?
Not cool, dog. Not cool.
I mean, it was very relevant to figure things out, but it was there. Okay. Number 3. Finding the tribals yet again for the 3rd time. So this is once again, I found an indigenous group of people who live in secrecy on the tribe, and this was the 3rd time around, and I could not give any less of a shit about these people. They loaded me up with side quests, or had side quests available, and I looked at them just like, nah, I'm gonna just do the main quest. I really don't care about any of you. Like, you're dead to me, I'm just doing this thing. You can fuck off, you can hang out right here. I'm not doing shit for you.
All right, Chet, tell us how you really felt. Sheesh.
I'm so heartless. Like, do shit yourself, goddammit. This was a more linear game than the other Tomb Raiders, because Tomb Raiders would have a linear path that would eventually lead you to a spot in the game where you would have more freedom. And this one did it too, but to a much smaller extent. Like, it was largely a linear game.
That sounds amazing to me.
If I ignored the side quests, which I did, and there was no point, and I didn't even need to, because I didn't need any of the skills people would give me for helping them out. I didn't need to do any of the additional challenge tombs. I didn't need to do anything else. The combat, even on normal mode, was like just super easy, and I didn't feel like I had to bother with anything other than the main quest.
Wow. That's impressive. That's it's sad. I feel like a lot of games are becoming that way too, where like they're becoming so much more about the experience of playing and like utilizing all this cool stuff that it's not necessary anymore. All of our characters are super powered characters. They're not weak by any means, and it may be taking away from the fun, but at the same time it's really not, because like I told you during our last discussion, like I enjoyed the crap out of Spider-Man, and I literally did not upgrade anything until the final mission, right before when you accept the mission. It says, hey, this is the last chance you're going to get to upgrade anything. Do you want to upgrade stuff now or not? And then I was like, my balls aren't big enough to not upgrade before the boss battle. So I went and just upgraded everything that I could afford to upgrade.
That is a common staple among games, because I sped through this game, and when I did get to the last mission, it was the same thing again. They warned me, it's like, hey, listen, so this is the last quest. You might want to get shit sorted before you take this quest. And I was like, nah, I'm good, fam. Let's just do it.
Nah, fam,
I recorded the whole thing. It was less than a 45-minute experience total, if you don't count the death that took me through this endgame sequence.
How many times did you die?
I was all the way up to the final boss, and then there's a bit where the final boss gets aggroed and starts chasing you around, and you're up on this platform, and he can shoot you off the platform, and I fell off that platform like 6 or 7 times. Like, he fires these fire bolts at you, and they knock you back really far.
Yeah, that doesn't have anything to do with
stage.
That doesn't have anything to do with upgrading anything. That's just yeah.
All right, but that leads me into the next question, is that during that final boss fight, they actually accentuated what was new with this game that was really better than the others, and that they had really, really good stealth mechanics. Like, in every bit where you have to sneak around, you can cover yourself in mud and hide inside, like, vines and let people walk by you and just assassinate them. They went full Assassin's Creed with this game. And you just hide in these vines, you rub yourself up with mud, they can't see you, even if they have thermal goggles. There was these enemies that came in with thermal goggles, but you can just mud yourself up. Like, this is full Predator shit.
Damn. That makes me want a Predator game, really.
I felt like I was playing Assassin's Creed 4 because I was just walking around in tall grass, slowly picking off enemy after enemy. And it was it was Assassin's Creed for a little bit.
Did you before you continue down the list, minor spoiler in a like weird way, did you do the day 1 patch?
I think I did.
So did you know that if you didn't do the day 1 patch, for some reason Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics did not remove the original ending that they had intended? So anyone who didn't do the day 1 patch got a completely different ending than the people who did.
What the shit? No. What'd they do?
Yeah, so like, remember how I'm always telling you when I play the games, I just play it however it is and I don't update anything? Like, there's a prime example of like where that would have been convenient. So I'll have a different ending than you whenever I get around to playing Shadow of the Tomb Raider, i.e. never.
Oh, man. We know about that.
Yep.
Let's see where I'm at. I got that one. I got another one. Complaint number 4.5. Because honestly, that last one was a whole lot of complaints in one list. So I gotta move on. So when you get to the tribals, they have this weird civil war thing going on where some of the tribals oppose the other tribals. And there was a bit later on where the enemy tribals got pissed off at me, and I made my way back to the main city area, you know, the hub. And they're just chasing me down, and there's this action sequence of me running away. And eventually I escape them. But I'm still in the same town. What did these people do? Did they just give up and take off? Like these people, between the people who are insurrectionists and the people who are, you know, the good side, they're just living right next to each other at all times, and I'm like, so that's it then? You're just hanging out with each other until you decide to fight each other occasionally. Is that what's going on?
Well,
I just could. It seemed dumb.
we try not to emphasize too often on the realities of the video game worlds, because sometimes certain things don't make sense.
No, they were just living right next to each other, and they did stuff for the sake of things.
That's
Complaint number 5. The enemies of that enemy tribe that I previously mentioned are called the Cuckoo Clan. I don't know how that's spelled.
That's fucking great.
The Cuckoo Clan, or the Cuckoo Clan. It's just like, oh man, we gotta stop the Cuckoo Clan.
That is
The
amazing.
Cuckoo Clan, they can't get away with this.
That is amazing. Do they wear hoods?
Yeah, I stopped myself. They wear like headdress, kind of like tribal masks.
Oh,
And there's a
my
bit where you
God.
get your own mask so you can walk into their compound, because apparently, as long as you're wearing their clothing, they'll just let on anyone in, even though it's clearly Lara.
Well, you
Walks
can't.
right on in. Look, I'm wearing green, guys. I'm one of you. All right, come on in. Sure, you seem trustworthy. So basically, the Cuckoo Clan.
Damn.
So what? We're fighting the KKK here.
Yeah. No. Well, I mean, I think it might be spelled the CCC.
I can't tell if it was either, because I never saw it spelled out in the appendix on the game.
You didn't put the subtitles on?
KKK. We'll even title this video, Lara Croft Fights the KKK. Billions of views, everyone will love it.
Everyone will love it.
Complaint number 6. You remember Heavy Rain and Jason? Jason!
Jason!
Jason! So, I have a new version of that. I have a new version of that, and it's Jonah, your compatriot, your comrade, the one friend you bring with you in this game, because you only bring one friend with you. It's just Jonah. And thank God, it's not like a romantic thing. Like, they're literally just there together as best friends, and they didn't push a love story onto them, and I really appreciated that, because, like, not everything has to be a damn love story.
That's not true. Everything is love.
Well, they didn't. There was no will they, won't they moment. They just dealt with shit, and they got over it. But the number of fucking times Lara was on her walkie going, Jonah! 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 It's like, every video she had to know what, as long as Jonah was saying, it's like, Jonah! You alright? Jonah! Later on, Jonah! There was a bit later on where you found out the enemies were monitoring your channel, and she knew that, and she was still going like, Jonah! Jonah, where are you? I'm like, they hear you! Stop it!
Well, at least
there was so much Jonah.
Did they at
Jonah,
least give?
where you at?
Did they at least give like multiple vocal inflections? Because that was my issue with Jason. It was the same Jason no matter what was going on. It was just one monotone Jason. Jason.
Yeah,
Jason!
she had many different iterations of that word, but God, the voice actress must have recorded a lot. They must have recorded a real lot, because there was just Jonah every other scene. Complaint number 7, is that the number we're on? 6, 7?
Yeah, I think we're on 7. Last time I
Okay,
counted
so
properly.
every single time she goes to a place, like she takes a plane or a boat, and they crash land onto the island. When are they gonna learn their lesson and not do that? Like, can't they just take in a helicopter? Or, you know what, just bring in an aircraft carrier. Like, that's not gonna be capsized by whatever crazy supernatural wind. You just ride in on the uninhabited island on a fucking aircraft carrier so that you don't have to keep dealing with the fact that you are going to crash and die on this uninhabited island. It's going to happen on a boat. It's going to happen on a plane. Later on in the game, the enemies, the Trinity, they're riding along, shooting at you in a helicopter. That leads me to believe, why didn't you just take a helicopter on in? You probably could have found the hidden city just by flying over it. It's not like it's underground. It's there in open land. Just fly on in and be like, oh, there it is. The hidden city. It's right there. I can see it. There's people down there. Let's land.
Maybe that wasn't in the budget. Maybe the money wasn't there for a flying anything, you know?
She's an heiress to a large fortune. She had the money.
Maybe the fortune,
not for the aircraft
maybe
carrier,
the fortune wasn't large enough.
But she could afford the chopper.
The fortune wasn't large enough.
All right. Couple more. You want to know something? There was actually something that was refreshing about this game. I play game after game where I have to interact with a cutscene, mash a button in certain like seat cutscenes in the game, or pick dialogue options. And it was almost refreshing to play this game and not have to give any input whatsoever. Like, not that I agreed with everything she did, but I didn't have to stand there waiting to like tap 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 the X or Y button and like get ready to fight a guy. Like, no, we got this. You don't have to worry about the dialogue option. You don't have to worry about quick time events. These cutscenes are cutscenes. Thank you, Crystal Dynamics, for not making them interactive cutscenes.
I like interactive cutscenes. I feel like interactive.
I do, but I've had too many. I was fed up.
Yeah, we have been playing a lot more games than I'm used to. I mean, like, I used to say that I played a lot of video games, but now I'm actually playing a lot of games. Like, before it was like, I would pop the disc in, it would download, I'd get through the tutorial, and then I'd be like, I'm gonna come back to this. And then I'd throw it in my collection, and that's where we're at. Now it's like, I gotta definitely play this because I gotta write a review, and I can't look like an idiot when I write this review. So now I play a lot. I actually play a lot more. So I can see where you'd be exhausted of it, but I like the interactive cutscenes because we have so many things around us in this world that are distractions, like our phones, our laptops, our like books, like whatever the hell's going on is a distraction. And when I'm playing a game with an interactive cutscene, it keeps me focused on the game because I'm like, oh shit, if I look away from this cutscene for 0.2 seconds, I'm gonna die and have to do that entire mission that I hated all over again. And I don't want to do that. So laser focus. And you know what I realized? It's always when I'm laser focused that there isn't an interactive cutscene. As soon as I look away, bam, I was supposed to hit a button. Now you got to do the whole thing over. Have fun. But when I'm fully paying attention, it doesn't happen. I think they're messing with me.
Let's not do that anymore. Please, don't just QTEs and cutscenes were a mistake, admit it. Unless it's like an interactive storybook game, just stop. Final complaint. I gotta rush this along to the ending. But this is like a trope I hate in so many movies and so many games. Is the whole why don't you just shoot him thing. You remember that oil refinery part I was talking about at the beginning of this?
Yeah.
Where she's on like full-on murder mode?
Yep.
There is a bit later on where you are just sneaking around and cutting people's throats, and then eventually get the gun and you're going on a murder spree, and then your buddy Jonah hijacks Trinity's helicopter, and he's about ready to take you away from all the problems that are happening when suddenly one of the antagonists throws him off and takes control of the helicopter, or at least the pilot does, and he's on there taking off and leaving. And Lara is right there, having just mowed down like 10 or 15 people, probably 20. Just fucking mowed down all these people with a machine gun. And then this main antagonist is staring at her outside of a helicopter as he's lifting off. And like, fucking shoot him! Why aren't you shooting him? You just
mowed
shot down 20 of his
all
people.
of his friends.
He's there. You can shoot him. Why aren't you shooting him? Just shoot him, please. And no, didn't shoot him.
Oh man.
He was there. I hate that. I hate that.
I feel you. I definitely feel you on that one.
Summary. This Shadow of the Tomb Raider, I had higher expectations that weren't quite met, but at the same time I rushed through it. It was equal parts me being disinterested and it just not being that great. It was the third part in the series. Lara Croft's own story arc was really good, but the actual plot of the game was awful, and it was a very mostly linear experience. So overall, if you're a fan of Tomb Raider, this is a good conclusion to her arc of the series. If you're looking for something more, you're not gonna find it though. It doesn't break into the ground. It doesn't do anything different. It's just got a whole lot more Assassin's Creed.
They added Assassin's Creed into Lara Croft. That's crazy.
Like I said, I felt like I was playing Assassin's Creed 4. Sneaking around through tall grass, I'd murder a guy, pull him on into the high brush. Another guard would say, "Hey, where'd that other guy go?" And he'll start coming towards the tall grass, murder him and bring him into the tall grass. And then another guy's like, "Hey, where did those two people go?" And he'll walk on over, and I'll murder him and bring him into the tall grass. It was fun times. I like that part.
I come from the old school Tomb Raider games. I'm talking like PS1 Tomb Raider, and
I know.
Like linear Tomb Raider was way better in my opinion. But that's just my opinion.
I think it benefited from being more linear. To be honest, I was never really into open world stuff. But that's Tomb Raider. I mean, if you want to disagree with me, tell me why I'm wrong. But otherwise, let us know in the comments. Maybe you thought it was the best Tomb Raider. Maybe you thought it was the worst. This game did in fact sell less than the other ones, or at least as far as physical copies are concerned, because we still don't get metrics on digital. But, I mean, whatever the case may be, this one was not a major seller. So, you comment on in that section. You like and subscribe if you want. Where should Tomb Raider go next? Should we, have her son maybe take over? Maybe she has a son, I don't know. There's no romantic interest for her. Who knows?
It'll be fun to see.
Hi.
Hey, this is Chet from Hard Mode Gamers. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Click that like button, thumbs up, click that subscribe button. We appreciate anything you can offer, even if it's just a moment of your time. We have plenty more of this content available to you at our website at hardmodegamers.com or right here on YouTube. Check us out, and thank you.